So today we are going to cover Shloka 2.58 from the Bhagavad Gita. So I will recite the Shloka 3 times. Yada samharate chayam kurmongani vasarvashah indriyani indriyartebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita yadha samharate chayam kurmongani vasarvashah indriyani indriyartebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita yada samharate chayam kurmongani vasarvashah indriyani indriyartebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita. So please recite after me. Yada samharate chayam kurmongani vasarvashah indriyani indriyartebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita. Yada samharate chayam kurmongani vasarvashah indriyani indriyartebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita. Yada samharate chayam kurmongani vasarvashah indriyani indriyartebhyah tasya prajna pratisthita. Word for word meaning and translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yada when samharate winds up cha also I am he kurmaha tortoise angani limbs eva like sarvashah altogether indriyani senses indriya arthebhyah from the sense objects tasya is prajna
Prajna.
consciousness.
Consciousness.
Pratishtita,
Pratishtita.
fixed.
Fixed.
Translation: one who is able to withdraw his senses
One who is
One
able
who
to
is able
withdraw
to
his
withdraw his
senses
senses
from sense objects
from
from
sense
sense
objects
objects
as the tortoise draws its limbs
as
as
the
the
tortoise
tortoise
draws
draws
its
its
limbs
limbs
within the shell
within the
in the
shell
shell
is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness.
is firmly fixed in
fixed
perfect
in perfect
consciousness.
consciousness.
So Krishna is continuing to speak about the sthita prajna. So here Krishna is saying, he's using the analogy of a tortoise here. A tortoise, when it is attacked, its limbs are quite tender, but it is covered by a hard shell. So it can easily withdraw its limbs under the protective cover of that hard shell. So Krishna is using this analogy to say, a person who's fixed up in Krishna consciousness or the sthita prajna, someone who's a self-realized soul, what are they able to easily do when their senses are under attack? They simply withdraw the senses into themselves. They don't expose their senses. So what does this mean? So for a devotee, we're always attacked by material desires. Any one of us, our senses are always influenced by so many material desires. So does that mean we should do something unlike a tortoise does, which is permanently withdraw the limbs within the shell? If a tortoise permanently withdraws its limbs within the shell, then it will not be able to do anything. It will not be of much use. It will probably starve to death. So Lord Krishna is not at all suggesting here that we should permanently withdraw our senses. If you read the purport, what Srila Prabhupada writes is that the scriptures say that our senses are like snakes, are like venomous snakes, not just any snake. They are like venomous snakes, so we have to learn how to regulate those senses. And one can regulate those senses through chanting, reading, associating with devotees, honoring prasadam, hearing Harikatha. So we cannot allow our senses to dictate what we do on a day-to-day basis. So Srila Prabhupada also writes in the purport that a devotee is very intelligent. Why is a devotee very intelligent? Because they know how to use all of their senses in the service of the Lord. And when their senses are not required in the service of the Lord, they simply withdraw it from the external world. Which means you do not expose your senses to sense gratification. You predominantly use your senses in the service of Krishna. So you use your eyes to take darshan of the Lord. You use your ears to hear Krishna Katha. You use your mouth and tongue to chant the holy names of the Lord and to taste and honor prasadam. You use your nose to smell the tulsi and the flowers that are offered at the lotus feet of the Lord. And you use your touch, your other holistic senses, your body, to serve the Lord in the temple, to serve the deities in the temple. So this is how devotees intelligently engage their senses in the service of the Lord. At other times, when it is not necessary, they withdraw their senses. They protect their senses from the onslaught of material desires, which is always going to come your way. We have already gone through the shloka where Krishna has said that desires are like rivers flowing into the ocean. It is always going to be coming into your mind, desires. But we have to remain like the ocean, Krishna says. Calm, not breaching boundaries. So similarly for us, this is two ways. One is we need to understand that desires will come. We should not act on all desires. Two is how do we intelligently use our senses in the service of the Lord. Hence, Krishna is saying here that a person who is fixed up in Krishna consciousness, who understands that this is the ultimate objective of our life, they will withdraw their senses from material sense gratification. Rather, they will use their senses in the service of the Lord. So this is the essence of Shloka 2.58.